Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the requested Norvina eyeshadow look. And yeah, it's going to be probably a purple look. The question was posed to me, Mary, do you think that this is a mature woman-friendly eyeshadow palette? I'm going to tell you right off, that depends on what woman you are. Let's dive in here and we shall see. Okay, now as you can see, I've started out different than almost everybody else that would use an ABH palette. Like all ABH palettes, this is going to have a ton of fallout. This is the big thing about ABH. And if you can't handle tons of fallout, then you're going to take a pass on this and every palette that they put out. If you accidentally forget, like maybe you're somebody that has a lot of palettes and you're constantly jumping around and then you accidentally forget, ooh, this is ABH, and you go in here and attack it, then you're going to have a problem because it's going to go everywhere and all over your face. And hopefully I'm going to be able to demonstrate this palette without it getting all over my face because I've already got all my makeup on. And yeah, I really did that on purpose. I'm going to attempt to show you, because I do use ABH quite a lot with my makeup already on. And a lot of times I'm successful. Let's just dig right in here and then we'll talk about the palette afterwards. Want to? I've already primed my eyelids with Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer, and I have gone from the crease up with a powder, leaving my lids completely tacky. The reason for that being because I'm hoping it'll hang on to these shadows a little bit better. I'm going to take a really fluffy blender, and I mean this is fluffy. Okay, I don't know which one this is. I'll put it here. I know it's Sable. And let's go into Love. So Love is this pinky shade right here. And I'm just going, watch what I do. I'm just going to take this and just tap. Like lay it on there and pick it up. That's all I did. I just set it on there and picked it up. That's what I'm talking about when I say fallout galore. After having tapped that off, I feel like I can go up here without making a big mess. So I'm going to close this eyelid, and this is such a fluffy blender that it will put it everywhere. It's just going to get crazy and go everywhere, and that's what I want. In YouTube land, I think it's confusing for some why some people lay a base shadow down over a primer and some don't. And even like I've done today, do half. For me, I will almost always lay a base shadow over my eyelids to decrease drag while blending my eyeshadows on my not-so-taunt eyelids. Some mature women pat their eyeshadows on instead of blending them this way. And I do a little, but I can't get the look I'm after by not blending out the patted shadow. This is a soft brush, but you're still going to see, if you look, the skin moving on my lids when I blend. And this would be so much worse without the base shadow over my primed eyes. Only you can weigh which technique works best for you. Using a lid base shade over your primer, however, will decrease in most cases the payoff of color that you get and cause you to need to use more shadow even though you're using a highly pigmented shadow. Next I'm going to take another blender, but this one is tapered and it comes to a point and it's more stiff than the last one I used. And I'm going to come into a color that I'm going to take on my outer lid and bring in a little bit toward my crease. And I think we'll make that color, this one here, Soul. Tapping. This one I'm just doing some tapping motions. That darkens up that outer edge with some purple. All right, so far, no fallout on my face because of the way I'm doing this. You just kind of have to know how to use an ABH palette in order to avoid that. I'm just going to bring just a little bit in so it looks like a nice bruise. All right, now at this point, I want to check and make sure that both sides are as even as I can make them, because one of my eyes is more hooded than the other, so it's different. So I'm going to tip my head down. I have a mirror right here. I'm going to tip my head down here and just kind of check and make sure that I can see the same amount on each side. This is a goat hair brush, so I'm just going to kind of wipe it on this microfiber towel instead of using my color switch. I would use this for my synthetic brushes, but I don't want to just go in here with a goat hair brush. So, all right, now that this is cleaned off, I'm going to come up here and just kind of blend these two together a little better, so it's not such a stark, you know, pink, boom, purple. All right, now I'm going to come into this shade here. It's called Volatile. Are you impressed that I know these shades without my glasses? It's because I've been using this palette since I got it. I've used every shade in here. All right, now I'm going to come right into my crease, and I can find that just by poking right there. There it is, right there. And I'm going to bring that, see, this is a very much thinner blender, stiffer, so I can come right into my crease, which I'm going to find by poking it right here on my eyeball. See, I can see that's it right there. And I'm going to use Volatile there. Just going to deepen that pink up a little bit, and because I'm using this, I'm not going to disturb the pink that is right above it. Back to the big fluffy brush, and let's just go over it a couple of times to soften it up. See what shakes out. I'm going to tell you that right off, because I've played with this enough, and my biggest dents are right here. Wild Child, Love, and Celestial. So I know these shades pretty well. And I know that this doesn't have the payoff I want it to have. This doesn't. And I'm going to pick up this shade and knock that off quite a bit. And let's go in on the lid 3/4 of the way in to meet up with Soul on the outside. And what you want to do with this shadow is pack it down. Okay, you don't want to try and go back and forth on your lid. And I'm going to show you. All right, now this is with this applicator. I'm going to meet Volatile up in the crease. Now you're going to see what I mean. Can you see that? Nope, you can't see it. All right, so let's get a shader brush and try and deepen it up more. I can see it, but can you? I just really want more, right? I need more. I need more. You know me, I need more. So what I'm going to have to do to get that is to get it wet. And I'm going to get it wet with some MAC Fix Plus. And let's put it on now. That looks a whole lot more, but you know, for me, the purple fanatic here, this shade was a little disappointing to me. I don't think for this kind of money I should have to get a shadow wet. I just don't. And now I'm going to come in with my finger and put it on top to really give it some punch. There we go. There you go. So this is Celestial. So what I'm going to do now is take my finger, because if you thought that one was a little bit of finicky work, this one is going to really make you mad, but it's gorgeous. And I'm going to pop it right in the middle on top of Celestial, right there, just right in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to take this teeny weeny, it's a teeny weeny shader. And I'm going to get Dreamer, just tap in there. And bring it on the inner corner. I really do love Dreamer. Very, very bright. I think I need to come back into the first color, Love, just a little bit, tap there, and come right above here just a little more, because I think we lost a little bit of that shade. And then I'm going to get Base and bring it right underneath my eyebrow and blur that out a little. Okay. Get a little line going there with some drama. With some drama on it. And a little more on this side. Blend that into Passion. And then I'm picking up Celestial. And that's going to run right into Dreamer. And yeah, you'll have to get real close to me in order to even see this. Okay, I'm going to get on my mascara and eyeliner. I'll be right back. I'm back and this is the finished look. Okay, so the palette, as per Anastasia usual, is Velvet. I'm really proud of myself though, because I've been using this for a couple of weeks solid, because I feel like I can't really speak to you about it until I've used everything in it, at least once. And I don't think it looks too bad, all things considered. I mean, I've had my palettes look worse. I think they give the packaging some thought that people don't really think about. Maybe, you know, extra little touches like the ribbon that, you know, helps you get the brush popped out of there. Speaking of the brush, yeah, I know people say, well, I wouldn't really use this, but I think that it is a brush that is usable. It's got a nice fluffy brush here on the end and a shader. Back long time ago, guys, we didn't use brushes. We had sponge tip applicators that came in there if they had them at all, and we used our fingers. So a brush like this, back before I had all these brushes, that would have been something I thought was really cool and wanted. So you have to keep that in mind. As YouTubers, we tend to say, oh, it's got this brush I'll never use in it. But if you weren't a YouTuber and you didn't have all of these other brushes that you've bought and used, wouldn't you think that was a nice brush? I know I would. I still think it is. So let's talk about the main differences between this palette and some of the others. The main difference with this palette is this is a collab. Okay, this palette is a collaboration between Anastasia's daughter, Claudia, or AKA Norvina, as her family calls her. So this is her palette. The other palettes were Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes put together because they thought you would like them. This is a palette that Norvina likes. So you have to keep that in mind when judging this palette. Let's take a look at something else that's different. This has a lot of shimmer in it. Okay, now this palette here that I love so much, this palette here, it is full of mattes. So of the 14 shades in here, 11 of them are mattes. In the Soft Glam, of the 14 shades, 9 of them are mattes. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, but I think this answers a question here, whether or not you want to consider it for mature eyes. All right? The Norvina palette. Norvina loves purple. She loves purples and pinks, and this is like a smorgasbord for people who love purples and pinks. Okay, it's laid out, in my opinion, kind of like a Lorac eyeshadow palette would be. You know, you got all your metallics and shimmery colors up on the top and all your matte colors on the bottom. However, looks are deceiving, and this is kind of where I'm getting at. Is this a mature eye friendly palette? In my opinion, this palette only has 4 mattes. That's because several here along the bottom have a little bit of shimmer. Just a little bit, not a lot, but enough to catch light and highlight texture. So if you're older and you have crinkly lids, then I think this palette will draw attention to that. So that would be Soul, Love, and Volatile. Those 3 have the slightest tiny bit of shimmer in them. I'm not worried about it. I don't care. I don't have a lot of texture on my eyelids, so I'm not really worried about it. But if you do, it's something to consider. Wild Child, for example. You saw me put it on, topping my lid with it. But what you won't know, because you won't be here in a couple of hours, is that within 2 hours, it will start creeping into my crease. So in order to answer that question about whether or not this palette is a really good palette for mature eyes, I think you have to consider a few things. 1, how much do you like shimmer? Do you like satiny little microscopic glitter shadows in your crease? Because some of these mattes have them. 2, do you have a large collection? You probably have shades in here that you have somewhere else. You can probably, I'm sure, dupe everything in here if you have a large enough collection. If you don't, though, maybe you do want to get it. If you're the kind of person like me who just can't stand it because you love purples and pinks so much, and you happen to like the formula that they use, then maybe you want to get this. Do I regret having made the purchase? That's a good question. Not enough to return it. But will this be the palette I reach for if I want to do a purpley eye look? No, it won't. So that's my answer to you. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up so that I know how much you enjoyed it and loved it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, that would make my day. Consider making my day. If you are already part of the Fritzy family, then you know that you're the best part of the Fritzy family and the reason I do what I do. So if you're not having a blessed day, guys, please go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. Today, what do you start like this for? You're always starting like that. like I'm praying. I pray I get through this without driving you guys crazy. Channel, today we're going to be doing the requested drop things on the floor video. Hang on, I've already primed. Yeah, why is that so funny? Yeah, that word primed, it's just hilarious. I've already primed. Today's look will require all these brushes, so I'll wait while you go gather all of these Morphe brushes. It's a purple people eater. Purple people eater, purple people eater, purple people eater. Let's get our tongue and our lips prepared, okay? Let's say a bunch of P's. So, Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers, you can do that faster. Try and do it faster. Okay. Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. Nope, you messed up. And what? Does this help? Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Betty bought a bit of butter. She sells seas by she sells seas. She sells seas by the seashore. Okay. I bet you still can't say mayonnaise. Whoops, hang on. I gotta tuck this back in here so you can't see my cleavage. And look, there's my mirror. Boy, I can see so clear now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Being a blessed day, I'd like for you to go out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya. Bye, my shirt popped open. Don't look, Apple. Oh, yes, they called her the streak. Woo!